Good afternoon. This is Robert Scribbler here with a special edition of the OBX Wave Report, where I am going to both unbox and test a fin puller for FCS 2 fins on a Lost Rocket Redux. And we are trying to change our fin configuration from a thruster to a quad because I want some more get up and go, particularly paddle power out there in the waves. I want to catch more waves and give myself the opportunity to increase my surfing skill more, which requires more wave experience. And so we're going to try and optimize our fin selection on a quad thruster arrangement to more of a quad fin, which is going to allow us to get a little bit more paddle power and a little bit more speed to hopefully catch some more waves and get a higher frequency of wave catching. So these are FCS 2 fins in the Shaper series. They are large and they are performance fins. What I've noticed is that either due to my positioning on the board, because I'm not as used to surfing a wide board, or due to the fins, or due to a combination, the paddle power is not where I want it to be. So what I'm going to do two things to try to help my paddle power. One is I'm going to try and optimize my positioning on the board, and then in addition I'm going to switch to the quad arrangements to see that if that helps my paddle power. So we're going to go ahead and do a lot of different things. We're going to change some of the fin arrangements here. We're going to tweak our methodology for board positioning, and then we're going to report back to you. But for now, for today, we're going to see how this fin puller works, because I can't get these fins out with my bare hands, and and we're going to see if we can do this without causing any strain to myself or trouble to the board. I've heard good things about these fin pullers. If it doesn't work out, we're not going to push it. We're not going to bust our board. But what we will do is we're going to try this thing, this fin puller. So I'm going to go ahead and unbox this. And here is the fin puller. Which is this pretty kind of cool, simple device. It's got this nice feel to the hand. Let's see, does it come with any instructions? It comes with a sticker. So no instructions, just a fin puller. Let's see, maybe there's a little instruction here. A little explanation about the fin puller. Was born on the beach of Lower Treadles? Okay, trestles, lower trestles. Okay, lower trestles, I probably should know. Oh, and there are some instructions in here in this little booklet, so I guess we should look at the instructions. Says, line up the fin with the fin box, place fin puller on fin, squeeze to the front, lean down on the fin box with your palm and push down on the handle, and that's for installing fins. So, looks like it's in this kind of arrangement for installing the fins, and you just place them on the fin, and then you push down to install the fin. It looks interesting because it does line up with the fin box nicely. It's got this rubber pad to it and it looks like it is just made to intuitively brace the fin. Right now what we're going to do is we're going to use the fin puller to try and take out this center fin, and then I might do a video of installing the fins now or later, depending on how comfortable I feel with the fin puller. This is a first test for me, a first trial run, so you are here with me now. Success or fail, you will experience it all with me in the real time. So that's for the fin install. Now let's talk about the fin removal. It says slide the fin puller under the fin, squeeze the front, lean down on the fin box with the palm and pull up on the handle. So this is apparently what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to put this fin puller, let's make sure we've got it in the right arrangement. Nope, that's not right. So we are supposed to place the fin puller over the fin like so, and slide it down to the fin. And then, now that it's slid down, I can see it is a nice kind of lever. You can see it, it kind of grabs the tip of the fin even as the front rests on the fin box. And I'm going to have to probably reposition myself to be more directly over the fin to do this thing. So we've got our little instructions here. And so we're supposed to push down here on the front according to the instruction. Squeeze the fin puller together here in the front section. So we're pinching it in the front. And lean down on the fin box with your palm. So we're gonna put the hand over here with palm down and pressure down through the fin box. And then we're going to use a lever motion to try to remove the fin. Oh, and there we go. It popped out really nicely. Wow, that's amazing, actually. You know, I couldn't do this with my hand at all. Wow, what an amazing little tool here. So yeah, so we popped our fin out, and boy, it was really easy once we followed the instructions. We went step by step for you guys. And yeah, this thing is not expensive at all. And I was just struggling with the fin, trying to pull it out, and you know, it's just a lot of you know, really, it was really difficult. But once you get that leverage point right, it just pops right on out. I've heard a lot of complaints online about FCS fins and how difficult they are to remove. And just with my experience now with this fin puller is, in my opinion, this is a necessary object to have with your fins. If you're going to be changing out your fins, this fin puller definitely necessary for removal. Now let's see how it works with the installation. Okay, so now, of course, I didn't pull out my fins. I have my little satchel of some surf gear here. And so let's pull out the fins. Here are the quad fins, FCS Performer Shaper Series in the large range. And we're going to put our quad fins in today with the fin puller. So we're going to try this again. We did not put any major pressure on the fin box. That was really cool. Nowhere near any kind of stress to the fin box, and no damage whatsoever, which is very happy. Very happy event here. So this is our center fin. We're gonna set that aside, and we're gonna pull out our quads. Boom. And with the FCS series, the matte bioloss, these are matte bioloss fins. The fins pulling off the tabs here. There's tabs to protect the fins from damage. There's a flat inside face and then a tapered outside face. So you want to place the tapered outside face on the outside here, and then place them in the fin box with a flat inside face on the inside. And you know what? I just full disclosure, I've never surfed a quad before, so this is gonna, once I get this arrangement set up, it'll be a first for me as well. So, and this is the first time I've ever used a fin puller. So, for pulling the fin out was super easy. Let's see how hard it is to place the fin in. All right, so fin install. Line up the fin in the fin box. Place fin puller on fin. Squeeze the front, lean down on the fin box with your palm, and push down on the handle. Okay, so we're going to start off with the left side fin, left rail, quad fin. We're going to place it, there's like a little divot here in the fin box, and we're going to place the front end of the FCS fin in the divot, and then angle the fin down until it's like almost it's almost in the fin. We're going to push it up as much as we can. And then, so the arrangement for the fin puller now is we're going to be pushing down on the top of the fin to get the fin seated in the fin box. And so we're placing the edge of the fin puller on the leading edge of the fin, and we're going to put pressure on the fin puller until we get it seated, and make sure that things are lined up here so that we don't cause any damage. And we want to be like just facing almost directly down on the fin. And let's see, so once again, we are going to squeeze the fin puller in the front to keep things snug. We're going to try and get as direct as we can, and then we're going to push down as we try to get this fin nicely seated. And we've got it in. Wow, there is a little bit of force here that needs to be applied. Let's make sure that this is lined up. Yeah, this is a tight squeeze, so hopefully this works. Oh, there we go, and then boom, it just pops right in. Nice. Okay. Yep, no damage, no noticeable harm to the fin box. Fin puller once again does does nice duty. So there we go. We've got our left rail, our left inside rail, or I guess no, this is the rail fin. So the left rail fin isn't set. So the rear tail fin of the quad on the left side has been installed by the fin puller. Very easy. Did require a little bit of force. I didn't want to push it too hard, so what I did was I just slowly increased the application of force. I want to keep this board in good condition. This is a great board. And so, all right, so we're going to do it with the other side. So again, making sure that the more tapered edge is on the outside toward the rail, and then the flat edge is on the inside. We're going to place the front end of the fin in the box, and a little bit of sand in there and salt, so I'm just going to go ahead and blow that out, and then put the front edge here, and there's a little divot up front, and there's also, actually there's a little bar up front, and then there's a divot in the fin, and you want to seat the divot on the bar, and then lever the fin down toward the box, and make sure that it's pushed as far up into the fin box as it will go, and then it's not quite, this one's not quite seating the way I want it to, so let's try this again. So I want to get the leading edge of the fin right. There we go. Alright, so now we've got the leading edge of the fin more flush toward the front, and let's see if we've got, yeah, and there's space in the back. So, alright, so we're going to do this again with a fin puller, and we're going to place it over the leading edge of the fin, the front leading edge of the fin, and we are going to get things all nicely seated here with our fin puller, and we're going to squeeze the front end as they recommend in the installation process for the fins, and then we are going to slowly apply pressure to the leading edge of the fin as we push straight down, getting that force straight down, and then we slowly increase. Just want to make sure that this is seated nicely, and then, yeah, it's always kind of scary though. And all right, slowly increasing the force, and this does not appear to be going in very well, so hold on, I'm going to reseat it. There's a bit of a rake, so there's a bit of an angle, and I want to make sure that I'm getting the angle correct here. All right, let's go ahead and try this again. So we're going to make sure the board is flat and stable, working with the fin puller. We're going to push down on the leading edge of the fin. All right, that's not really working. All right, so we're having a little bit of trouble with our fin, even with the fin puller. I'm not forcing it. Don't force your fins here with these FCS fins. Some of the let's see, yeah, we have got it slightly seated in there, so it might be just a question that this thing is really tight. So some of these fin boxes are really tight, and so you've really got to pay attention. And it is partly seated. It's just not moving past the point, and I just want to make sure that we're not causing any damage to the fin box. Okay, so we're going to try this one more time, putting pressure on the top end using the leverage, and then I'm just going to slowly increase the force. And again, we're not getting it. So I'm just gonna let's see if I can work this thing. Let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and pop the rear out because I just want to make sure we're not getting this misseated here. So using the reverse process, very easily comes back up. So let's go ahead and try this again. Make sure we've got it seated. Little bit of added drama here. Make sure that we've got this right. Yeah, we've got a bit of a taper in there. I don't think there was any major problem. I probably just needed to apply a little bit more force, but I'm being ultra careful because I don't want to cause any damage. So we're working this fin in. And so we put the leading edge in where it looks like the trailing edge doesn't quite line up 100% with the back of the box. So let's just, here we go. It's going in just ever so slightly. All right, so let's see if we can get this on the second try. So again, using the front end of the fin puller, placing it over the front of the fin, and then bringing it down as direct as we can, adding force, and making sure that we're stable. And there we go. It goes right in. Just this one was a little bit more drama, but still not high difficulty for the fin. And okay, so now let's test to see how well they're seated. And they're nice and solid. I've heard a lot of people use the screws to keep these FCS2 fins in. I don't know, I might need to get some screws to place them in the holes to make sure that they don't pop out. But what I've noticed is they seat very solidly, at least so far in my experience. And I haven't used the screws. If I lose any fins, I'll let you know. But I think I might just go ahead and order the screws. All right, so the FCS fin puller was a major success. I highly recommend this thing. So much easier, so much less anxiety with the FCS fins. Very inexpensive. And now that we've got these fins in the quad arrangement, I can go out and try this Lost Rocket Redux with some quads and see how my power paddle goes. There's a lot of talk on reviews about how this was a really fast paddling board. And it might be me, it might be a little bit on the surfer too. I mean, I can't blame the board for everything, but in the thruster arrangement with the FCS2 Shaper Series large performance fins, and maybe with some of my board positioning, I did not experience a very fast paddling board. So I've heard a lot that your fin configuration can make a big change. So we're changing up our fins to the quad. We're going to try it again, and then I'm also going to try and tweak my positioning. But yeah, the FCS fin puller, pretty awesome. I'm really glad I got it. I feel much more confident now about changing out my FCS fins. I'm not as intimidated, and I feel like I can do it in a way that's not going to break my board. And I'm a little bit excited now about trying different configurations with fins to see how that changes the performance of my board. Surfing is a big experimental kind of sport. You do a lot of trial and error, a lot of learn by failure and learn by success. So, and in some ways that's part of the fun of surfing. It's kind of working through the problems and you know, learning as you go. It's a big challenge, and it's one of the things that makes surfing so fun. But yeah, with the gear, we got the fin puller. We switched out our fins today. We didn't break any boxes. We didn't cause any damage to our board, and we're good to go. We're good to get in the water. We're good to get wet. And all right, so thank you for joining me. If you have any reservations about FCS fins and the fin puller, I highly recommend the fin puller. So yeah, and this was you and me did this. We did this together. This was my first shot. There were no practices for this video, so this was a dry run. So thank you for joining me, and I'll be back with you.